Alright, this video I'm going to show you how to create a drawer right in here in the slot for the chessboard, and then I'm going to also show you how to create joints for that drawer so it actually will slide in and out. On top of that, we're going to use a little bit different of a technique where we're just going to use the chessboard to build off of by creating a new component. Okay? So as you look at the chessboard, it's all ready except for the drawer itself. I actually created a little indent here. I believe it's about 8.5 from here to about midway in. And so we're going to create a little drawer in there. And to do that, we're actually going to create a new component within the file that you're working in right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on New Component, and it is going to create a new component, and we are selecting the parent. So it's already selected. I don't have to do anything else with it. I just need to hit OK. Okay. When that happens, notice my component is created, and then this little dot appears, which means that that component is activated. Now if you mouse over the chessboard, you notice that this is not activated anymore. So we're working on the new component while you could still see the chessboard in the background here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by creating a sketch on the front of the board here. Now it's really hard to see. I'm going to change my style really quick here. Maybe do the dark gray so you can see kind of the front of the board is located right here. We're going to go ahead and sketch on that front of that board. Okay, so I'm going to sketch right here, and I'm going to just use that board in order to create the correct size drawer here. So all I need to do, instead of creating a rectangle, is I'm just going to project the lines that already exist. So I'm going to go to Create, Project and Include. I'm going to project these inner lines that I'm going to end up using in order to create the drawer itself. So there I have those lines included. Okay, you can now see when I finish that, oh, I missed one there, so I'm going to actually go back into my sketch, which is right here. And I missed that because I was over too far, so I just want to make sure I'm including that as well. There we go. Now I have all the lines I need. And now I'm going to go ahead and extrude it back to the length that I need it. So that's about 8.5. There you go. So you can see it's going all the way back into that part of my chessboard. Okay. It is a new body. I'm going to hit OK. And now I have that drawer. Now, one of the things that's going to make it easier to work on this drawer, so you see how I'm still selecting the chessboard itself, I can hide those bodies from that component by just clicking on the eyeball over here. And now I'm left with just the drawer that I'm creating. So I can go ahead and shell out the drawer itself. Let's just do like 1/8 of an inch. And now I have a drawer here where it's going to be able to hold those chess pieces. Okay. Now from here, I'm going to want to join this to the actual chessboard. So I'm going to actually show everything again. Before I can do any joints, when I created this component, if I right click on component 2 here, I need to make sure that I'm ungrounding this from the parent, because that is actually going to prevent us from creating the joints the way we want to create them. So I'm going to go ahead and click on unground from parent. So now it's kind of just freely in space here. Okay, it's not grounded to the chessboard anymore. Now, once I have done that, I'm going to go up to joint. I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And what I'm going to do is start with this new component that I did. So I'm going to click on the back. So notice how it's going to kind of lock into that middle. So I'm going to click right there. Now it's going to show me my chessboard. And what I want to do is I want to go and click in the back of my chessboard, or that back of the slot right there. So when I click, it's going to go ahead and attach that. So if I look in 3D, you can kind of see how it was moving there for a second. Okay. Now, that's great. It's going to lock that into place. But one of the things that you can do on top of it is actually control the motion of that drawer. And so what we're going to want to choose, it's going to default to rigid. We're going to want slider. Now, there's a bunch of different options here. Slider, when you watch it, it's going to go in and out. You can preview the motion right there. Okay. There are a lot of other ones that you can play around with for different purposes. So they're all located here, like a ball and joint, which gives you all motion on all three axes, or you can modify that. So there's like revolute, which if like I were to create a chessboard that kind of folds in half, you could do something like that. So depending on what you want to do and how you want the motion to move, you're going to pick whatever one's relevant for you. And so for us, slider is going to make sense because we want it to slide in and out of this space here. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and select the minimum. 0 is going to be with, because I joined it in the back, that's going to be 0. My maximum, I could say, if I want it to come all the way out, that'd be 8.5, just because we saw that that was the depth here of the actual drawer space. And then my rest, if I want to click that, that's going to make it so it always stays at 0. After I pull it out, it'll go back in. I'm going to leave that unchecked because you'll see that when I kind of remove it, you can get this motion, but it's not going to just lock back into the 0. If you want it to lock back into the 0, you just need to check this box. So if I just hit OK here, and I'm going to kind of change my grid, or my visibility here back to what it was before. And make sure that I can see all my components. My bodies are all shown there. Okay. And so there is my chessboard and the drawer. Now when I actually pull this out, notice that I can control how far I go, but 8.5 is the furthest, and 0 is the minimum there. Now if I wanted to change that, and I went down here to the bottom, back to my joint, okay, I could change this and hit the rest at 0, and so now when I pull it out, it's going to always click back into that position, because that's the resting position. That's kind of why I left that blank, or I didn't check it, is just because I don't want it to snap back in. I can just leave it like that if I want, or I can push it back in. So that is like a basic joint there, just kind of showing you how it gives you some maneuverability. I could add a handle here. I would obviously want to change the material here. Like if I jumped into render, I can go ahead and put that back to like mahogany. We'll make that so it looks the same. And now I have a drawer where it doesn't even look like a drawer, and I can pull it out when I need to put those pieces back in. Obviously need a handle, something that's going to be able to open it, knob or something right there. But that's the basics of joints and the drawer in this case. You can play around with the different types of joints, and you can decide what kind of motion or what kind of drawer makes the most sense for you.